And good evening to everyone in the Pure Officiating universe who is most likely logging in from home, who are most likely, not is, most likely,
They're logging in from where they probably live
which is home.
currently.
Yeah. All right. So this weekend we had a CFO spring clinic, Brandon, and I was able to,
Oh,
yeah, we got a chance to see a bunch of Pure
wow.
Officiating universe members of the Pure
My
Officiating
goodness, that
universe.
feels early.
It's February. This pretty much the same time every year.
I think I say it every year, though. It just feels early.
Okay.
But it is what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to start the off season at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Um,
What'd
so
you
I'm,
learn?
I'm what did I learn? I took some notes. Um,
No, you
One
didn't.
thing that bothered me last year was and it's been bothering me for a while, the way I throw my flag. Um,
Huh.
and a referee that you're very familiar with, Carl Cheffers, was leading our breakout sessions, and he harped on that almost every single play. And one of the
Oh, yeah.
things, sometimes things resonate
Because
with you. The thing that resonated with me
he
the
gets
most.
really mad when people throw the flag. He gets really mad when people throw the flag at a player.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
obvious.
Been there.
So
I thought I taught you about how to not do that years ago, Tuta.
no, don't ever think you've taught me something, Daniel. Don't ever, and please don't ever verbalize it, especially in a public forum. I would appreciate that.
Well, okay. I tried to teach you how to throw your flag into the appropriate area.
Yeah, okay. So what one thing that Carl mentioned, which really touched me, was find your spot, and he pretty much says he has a spot that he throws his flag to. And I was sitting there thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? I can find the spot because as a referee, every flag that we throw is going to be every 99.9% of flags we throw are going to be previous spot enforcement. So it really doesn't matter where the
But
flag
only
is.
if you know the basic spot first.
Correct.
Just
Correct. So what I'm gonna work on in the spring, well, I gotta find a file first. But once I find a file, I'm gonna work on throwing my flag. I have a spot that I've already picked out in my brain, and
Where is it?
hopefully, off to the right, about 5 to 10 yards in front of me and wide of me.
Okay, what if it's a stretch play to the right?
Then I probably would just drop it near my feet, just really in a horizontal
Jeez.
perspective.
Yeah. I know.
Does it really matter? No, it does not matter because I know
Yeah.
the basic spot of a running play when the run ends behind the neutral zone.
Have you been hitting players with your flag or something?
No,
You guys
but
must have
I
had
did.
some, you
It
guys had
comes
some
close
video,
to.
huh? Yeah.
Yeah,
You guys had some video and the flags were just zinging in there.
they were just close to players.
He gets so mad about that. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
It's I think we started a how many times over under type thing. Not that we're gamblers, but how many times it's going to come up in the pregame.
right. Yes, and it's the over probably hits every time.
Every time.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, it's good though. I mean, we don't want to, he was so the story is that it's like why? Like what's his big deal with that? Well, he was part of the, situation when a player got hit
that'll
in
be
the
Orlando
eye.
Brown.
Thank you.
Oh, wow.
And his son's very good, who we've all seen currently and in the past. But
Very
anyways,
good.
he was part of the union when that all happened, and that was not a fun time for anybody.
Oh, like he was working with the union, not just like
Probably. I mean, knowing him, but I mean, no, just like that just wasn't fun for anybody, just because a lot of legal issues were involved, and the last thing we need is to be involved in legal stuff with all this.
Yeah.
Or anything, quite honestly.
So another thing I took away was having a communications plan. He called it. I think that maybe was a little excessive, but it hit home for me that we don't practice communication enough, and that's one thing I may try to implement into pregame next year is communication drills and communication activities. Just so we can like really sharpen our communication skills.
But that's why I liked your saying from a couple weeks ago or maybe last week. What was it again? If you don't mind me asking. I mean, it really hit home with me. No, you said you and the crew. It was when we were doing that O2O talk. You guys talked about. You said something about we don't communicate. We have a communication transaction or something like that.
Oh yes.
And what's great about seeing this firsthand is that the communication transaction isn't cookie cutter.
No, it's not.
Right? It's dynamic and morphs to who's on the other side of that transaction. The route and the method and the style all changes.
Yeah.
So, because like you said last week, I think it was, it's not communication unless there's a transaction, and
That's
transaction implies it was given and received.
That's correct.
Which I thought was really good.
Well, it looks like Ryan is not at home, so we can confirm that Ryan is not at home. I'm kind of jealous right now, but
not bad. Yeah, not a bad. Who knows? It might be a first. I don't know. I assume in 183 past sessions, there's been somebody on the lovely islands, but you never know. You never know.
Yeah.
Well, what do we do around here? Oh, watch plays?
Yeah, we watch plays.
Let's just go right to this.
Hey, what happened to Bad Boy Motors, and why did they go to the Pinstripe Bowl and left the Gasparilla Bowl? Is that an upgrade or what? What are we doing there? Just a question.
You would have to ask them.
I think that might be an upgrade.
Wait, from what to what? No,
from the Gasparilla Bowl to the Pinstripe Bowl in Yankee Stadium.
I don't know. Okay, lots of polls coming in. We're just going to open them all. So everybody's got to deal with it. We're good around here, right? Everybody's just got to deal with it. We've got the referee. Where's the referee looking when we freeze it? Where's the center judge looking? Here comes the umpire. Don't you fret. Here comes the line of scrimmage at the bottom. Did you think we were going to forget the deep wing at the bottom? No. There he comes, or she. And lastly, but certainly not least, Lee is the back judge. So
and for those of us that are playing at home for like one of the first times, you can click do it later on all of those polls and it'll disappear. And then you go back and find the poll in the open poll area, and then you can vote. So you don't have to. So your screen is, I know, obscured a little bit, but just click do it later.
Yeah, it'll keep looping. I wish we had. So the numbers, what are the numbers? The number is every active confrontation on the football field at this moment. Seriously. There's a lot of other players on the field, but they're all running in space.
Oh, crap.
So we got to just work the play, right? And then just work the play. That's all I'm asking you to do is work the play. And then just select from the perspective of whatever position, which you've got a lot of chances here. And this is going to get really interesting tonight. I think could have a little passion on something here that's taking place.
Can I vote
already
twice?
In the polls? What's that?
Can I vote twice?
I don't know. You might have to re-register as like somebody else into the chat or something. I don't know.
Oh man, this play is crazy.
Right. So this is looking good. This is one of those plays where you watch it. I'm not going to say if there was a flag thrown or not. It doesn't matter. You watch it, and then you start running it back, and then another thing pops out. You know how this happens? Yeah. And then you run it back, and you're like, oh, my God. Oh, wait. Whoa. Well, what? Whoa. What? Oh, no. What? Oh, man, I'm stuck here, right? And then so we don't just do these because, we know all the answers, even though some of us like to think we do. We do these because I'm looking for insights from other officials, including Tutan, Daniel are here with us on the panel. Corey couldn't make it tonight, got busy with some family stuff. But then, look, we have a whole host of active officials also helping us with polling and chatting and all that. So I think that's what this is really cool. That's why.
Can we deal with this panel crap? Like, come on.
What am I supposed to call it?
I don't know. But panel is kind of pompous, I guess.
Well, I don't know. I could think of some worse names, I guess.
Panel.
panel. What I don't know what else to call it.
I know. I agree.
Okay.
Ooh. I bet you I'm a better back judge than Daniel from a visual mechanics perspective.
I bet you're not. But this is a good one.
Hey, how could we prove it, Daniel? I want to prove it.
What do you want to bet? It's the first question.
Oh, I bet anything.
This is where AI
Bad
has
idea.
the potential to transform officiate. I'm going to be serious for a second. If we can figure out where people are looking at the exact time throughout the play and measure that, then we can actually start to do this.
And then we can build computers to do it without the stripes. So
That's
could you
the problem.
please deal with all of that?
I'm working on it in the basement, even though I don't have a basement. But if I had a basement, I would definitely be working on it. It's just so that it could never happen, because I'll patent it and then I'll block it down, because I'm not about that. You know me. I don't think you can patent something like that, can you? Maybe you can. I don't know. Probably can. I don't know. Major League Baseball is doing all right, and they seem to be doing all computers.
How do you revote?
I know. That's what
You want to revote? I think once you vote, you're in, man. I don't think you can go into the ballot box and like sift through the votes and find yours and rip it up. I don't think you can do that.
Oh man, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Oh shoot. For you center judges who are passionate, there was supposed to be an option H that said runner. Just to spoil the fun here. Not one person has voted runner in any of the other positions that actually had a complete. Oh wait, that's not true. Sorry, never mind. Anyways, if you're a center judge really wanting to look at the runner, go ahead and just chat that up.
The problem with the poll questions for the writer this week is we don't know where the deep wing is looking. We can speculate as to where he should be looking.
Oh, you're talking about the tense of the verb,
Just
to be.
Is I don't wait, what? I don't think it's a tense.
So I guess what I would ask you to do.
Okay.
So maybe you can get
Can't
better.
wait.
What I would ask you to do is put your feet in the shoes of the person officiating that position.
Okay.
And just be present. That's all I'm asking you to do. Just be present for once in your life. I mean, I don't go too far there.
Yeah.
Hey, for some people are visually challenged, and this gray and blue menagerie is not really working. I stole.
Didn't work out right, did it?
No.
I noticed that too.
Yeah, I stole it from menagerie. I stole that word from Matthew Carpenter. I don't think this is a menagerie, but maybe it is.
I don't think so.
But the combination ain't working out.
It certainly works. It doesn't. It's not optimal, I would say, but it certainly works. Like there's really no
work at all.
There's no challenge to actually see it. It's just probably not optimal. It'd be nice if the numbers were more contrasting.
A menagerie is a strange or diverse collection of people or things.
Well,
y'all definitely are strange.
That was ironic. Is that a pun? I don't know. I don't know what that would be there. What did you just do there? I'm not sure what you just did there. All right, for those, I run the. Oh, we had a
I think we look good on the votes.
I know. I'm just, it's 15 past the hour, so you never know when people are coming in, and you really only get one chance in your life this week, anyways, to do this. So,
I got some feedback this weekend about the amount of time we leave polls open. I'll tell you that. Oh yeah.
So what would be ironic is if we discuss that feedback while we left the polls open. That would be very ironic.
Well, this whole thing started, we got a lot of feedback about how long the polls were left open.
Yeah, we were told initially that we were keeping them open not long enough. It was too quick.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, that was back in the day, yeah.
I know. So
I think that was the what was that other platform we used to use?
Jam. Some garbage. Who knows?
It's pretty good, I thought. All right. Well.
Oh, okay. They're all closing.
I like to have everybody get a chance. Okay. Let's start with the skill position. Skill positions, I should say. We'll go to the referee first. So first of all, 4% said the runner. That's got to be a joke, or is it not? I mean, I'll ask you. Maybe I haven't been doing it right.
I can't tell you the last time I looked at the runner. I'll just be honest.
Not here. I mean, if there was somebody draped around him, pulling up high, perhaps trying to grab a face mask, horse collar, alert. If we get outside the tackle box, okay. I don't think here we're going to be watching the runner.
No.
7% each said 1 and 5. Wow. So 1. Look at 1. Now here's the thing. Crew of 8 versus crew of 7, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So we could have that dynamic going on here. Even on crew of 7, would you be out at 1? That's interesting to me.
I think I may be at 3 if it was crew of 7, or not 1. I think 1 maybe is a little too wide, but who knows? I don't know. It's been a while since I worked referee crew.
No right answer. No right answer. Just
with the umpire on the defensive side, right?
With the traditional umpire crew of 7. Good point.
Does that still exist anywhere in college football?
I hope not, but I think it does.
You hope not.
No, we don't. No, we don't need people back there. And back judges do a fine job. And I'm actually being serious.
Wow, man, you've changed.
I know. The others, there is also 7% that said 5.
Yeah.
Interesting. What do you think about 5? I mean, this is really interesting discussion point to me. If you watch the end zone copy.
Yes.
I
love 5. 100%
really?
Love 5. Yes.
Okay.
But, and that's why I said I wanted to vote twice. Because I'm looking at 5, I'm working my block, then all of a sudden this dude comes and starts touching my quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like that too much. So
I think this is one of those plays that really shows how bad we need 9 officials on the field.
I agree with that. 81% said 7, which is that confrontation near the quarterback. Now, this is why I think you can see both.
That's what I was hoping too. That's what I was thinking, because it's kind of in the same sight line.
Yeah. So
but
I'm good with
practically, Brandon, honestly, if you're looking at 5, you probably are not looking at 7. You're looking through 7. And then if something flashes near you with a different color jersey, you're going to stop looking at 5. I'm sorry. You just are.
Yeah,
it's just going to make you stop looking there.
Especially the way the quarterback kind of throws his hands up. Like, I don't know. It looks like it's going to be more dramatic than it ends up being, but it's going to get your attention, I feel like.
For sure, you kind of want to see what the defense does there. It's not even backside. It's like way backside cleanup, right? I mean, this is not even part of the play. Yes. I don't even think this is a fake. I don't think this is a quarterback even doing anything. So, is there anybody else that you would expect to see that? Do you have any thinking around the line of scrimmage official at the top seeing that?
I was wondering the same thing.
You've taught us he's looking at the runner. The line of scrimmage at the top is looking at the runner.
So the line of scrimmage at the top would pick a runner in these polls?
That's what you taught us. I don't agree with that. I don't subscribe to that theory. I know line of scrimmage officials are much better.
Like that's a fair representation of my thoughts.
But I don't think that the line of scrimmage official should or would be looking at what's happening with the quarterback in the backfield. So I've zero expectation of that.
Okay. If the quarterback does carry out a fake and bootlegs way around into the side zone, that might be a different conversation. But here, I agree with you. Okay, cool. So again, there's nearly never a right answer. It's kind of like 5, 7. Here's what I don't like about 5, but I'm not going to say I'm this superhero referee with visual mechanics. This 5 block, man, I think we've got enough time to start to get off that block by now. Now, I'm not saying I'm off of it and get over to 3. Because they've clearly declared the direction and the point of attack. 5 is not really even at the point of attack, especially given the fact that he has outstanding feet and body position.
Exactly. That's a great point.
So I'm good with 5 as a kind of I'm just kind of getting off and going to 3. And then, oh my gosh, something happens at 7. That's why there's no right answer, but it's just
Right.
kind of a fun exercise. And that's why we talk about it. Like we don't just put up the poll and then move on. Talk about it. So I think we're going from 5 to 3 with oh my God, what's going on at 7?
But Brandon, I think this is a great challenge to everyone who works the referee position to see how quickly can we properly evaluate 5's block and get to 3. I'm not saying just get off of 5 just for the sake of getting off, but you made a great point. He has great feet, great body position. How quickly can we recognize that and then leave it? Because we don't need to look at it anymore once we see a very good body position in concert with the fact that the ball is now leaving this area. So that block becomes less and less important as time goes on. So how quickly can we evaluate that action, declare it good enough for us to move on to, and then move on to something else? So that's a challenge to the referees.
Center judge, 73% at 3. And if you look at the end zone, so is the center judge on the field. Now, 19% is at 1, right? 19% is at 1. Okay. Interesting. Here, at this point in the play, 4% are at both 4 and 5. But let's see. I would have to reimagine. Wait, I don't think center judge wants to be at 5.
Never. Yeah, I don't think we ever want to be at 5.
That's
Four,
like
four, second level.
4, that's second level.
Yeah.
Is it second level or did he drive a lineman second level?
4 second level.
He climbed. He climbed to the linebacker.
Correct.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about why we don't want the center judge there when we get to other positions. Where do we want the center judge? When we say we want, this is just our opinion about how we're reading the play. So talk to me between 3 and 1. What do you think?
I think if we trust that we have help from the outside, I think it'll be better for us to prioritize inside blocks versus outside blocks. Mm-hmm. That one block is all the way on the edge. So there's a potential, depending on what else is happening on the edge, that there's 2 other people looking all the way on the edge. So I will prioritize the inside block before I work the outside block.
Okay, strangely, you didn't talk about anybody's key in your justification.
Yeah, I honestly do not care about keys on run plays.
Thank you. We could easily, if the block at 3 wasn't happening, the center judge should be on 1, even though his number is 81 and he was an eligible receiver, right? But the block at 3 is happening and it's active. I kind of like being at 3 right here.
Yeah,
I do too.
But I'm freaking out about 1 based on what I'm seeing. I'm not gonna spoil.
Yeah, and like you made mention of, Brandon, I don't think it's wrong to look at 1, but it may not be optimal. And I think if we get in our pre-games and we talk about it, and the line of scrimmage says, no, I got that block. You don't have to worry about that. And then that totally frees us up and says, okay, good. I can trust that my line of scrimmage official is going to work that outside. Let me work this inside.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Umpire. Oh boy. So we got a third from our umpires, or not, obviously not from our umpires, but from all of us viewing this play through the vision of the umpire. Okay, 33% said 4, 29% said 5, and 29% said 3. That's a big difference in terms of just visually where we're at as this play moves to the offense left, umpires right. So let's start with 3. That's a guard. That's the left guard. So the umpire is responsible for the left guard, right? Guard, center, guard. No. No. So that is not. That's a. If 4 is at the second level, what is 3? We don't call it the first level. What is that? What do we call that?
Yeah,
just at the line of scrimmage.
Line of scrimmage.
3's at the line of scrimmage, and it's between an offensive lineman and a defensive lineman. So umpires, we got to trust somebody else is on that block. Usually the center judge, since it's over here, but it could be the referee, as we discussed, probably the center judge. I think we got to leave that alone and play the odds that we're more likely to have coverage on the line of scrimmage between threats there versus second level.
So, in fairness to those of us who may have voted without clear direction from the poll writer,
we didn't declare mechanics.
Exactly. So,
Good
umpire point. In the backfield, 3 is a much more appropriate place to be looking.
Really? Even though the referee's working across? I don't
know. I would think so.
Okay, that's fair.
The referee is working the front side in crew of 7 with the umpire in the backfield?
Yes.
I thought the referee was working the backside and umpires work the front side.
No. I mean, we usually, absent trips, we'd start across and then work front side point of attack. Crew of 7 traditional umpire. That's what I remember.
No. Crew of 7 umpire in the backfield is what I'm talking about.
In the backfield.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. I'm
yeah. Sorry. Oh, shit, man. You had me thinking I was crazy or something.
Yeah, I was going traditional umpire because I was stuck on the fact that that's a huge difference. Which
it's a humongous difference. Yeah. Yes.
I mean, umpire in the backfield is just the same as a center judge to me.
Exactly. No, I agree. But I'm thinking that because the poll writer chose not to say that we're working crew of 8 mechanics, somebody may have worked this as an umpire in the backfield, which is why we could have a proliferation of 3 votes.
Wow, pulling out proliferation. That's nice. 33% said 4. You're going to hear some of the great aeronautics of local Scottsdale in the background, but that's okay. And then let's see, 3, 4, 5. 29% said 5. So I think 5's that right guard. 5's that right guard on like the way back side. That's interesting. So if we're just talking crew of 8, just for now, crew of 8, umpire. Yeah. It's easy to get stuck on 5, isn't it? I understand that. Crew of 8, we don't want to be stuck on 5.
No.
And I know I'm very unpopular with this, and our umpires really hate me. Get that?
That's right.
They're not the only ones, by the way.
And we had a lot of this last year at camp where we were stuck on this number 5 block right here. And as the guy at number 4 was twisting shoulders and throwing people to the ground, we had that a lot.
Right.
Like
play after play after play.
20-ish times, I think I counted. So to me, crew of 8, and this is hard. This is a stretch. No pun intended. Crew of 8, optimally for the umpires to get out to 4 at the second level.
You got to work second level blocks.
Absolutely
have to work second level blocks.
Got to work second level blocks. I don't know if we can get to 2. That's the left top.
We should get to 2. That doesn't even make sense.
Right. That's more second level perimeter.
Pass up number 4 to get to 2. That'd be a bad idea.
That's more second level perimeter. So, okay. Well, I don't know. I mean, the real practicing umpires I'd be interested in their thoughts. And I want to ask a question that I don't expect an answer to. When we start with our hands on our knees, I wonder if that limits our ability to move visually, not move physically. And I know that's a really weird question, but it seems like when we're locked in with our hands on our knees, I just wonder if we don't visually transition as well as we do if we're standing up. I don't know the answer, if that's a valid question with a valid answer, but I'm just wondering. Because it's really easy to get locked in on number 5 here, which I think is what we're doing.
So Rod Tucker, umpire extraordinaire, said he would be on number 4. So he corroborated and validated our opinions of
the proliferations.
Yes, of the umpire needing to be at number 4.
Goodness sakes, I lost. I had to take my socks and shoes off to count those syllables that you're rolling out now. Let's go to line of scrimmage at the bottom, which is always fun.
Time out.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I thought you were done.
No, I'm not done. I'm gonna try to play with this video a little bit. Did you stop the video?
Oh boy,
I didn't stop anything.
Okay,
it's just running.
Everybody relax.
Well, Tuta is messing up the video. What's your thought process to Brandon for your question relative to the hands on the knees?
I just think when we go hands on knees, I feel like I don't have data. I don't have anything other than observation of 9 camps and just my own work on crews over time to say that I just don't feel like we transition visually. I just don't feel like we do. It seems like we get locked in and we stay longer on something that we shouldn't. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. It's just the hunch.
Okay.
So that's the basis of my question. It's the hypothesis that I formed a question. It's the hypothesis. I'm falling in line that I formed a question around that I just wonder about.
A hypothesis is a question, isn't it?
You form a hypothesis.
And
No, a
then
hypothesis is actually a statement. Because then the scientific
Agree.
method proves the hypothesis
Agree.
incorrect.
I learned this in 7th grade, I think, or maybe it was 6th grade.
You just got scienced.
You just got schooled.
Hey, so where I have the video paused,
Yeah.
our umpires really, 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 and this is why working second level blocks are so important, and recognizing schemes where players are releasing to the second level is so important. Take a look at the 72, who's our center.
Yep.
He's right
Mhm.
now about to get grabbed and yanked by this defensive
Yeah.
lineman. And
Huge
Yeah,
DH
good point.
threat.
absolutely have to see that from the umpire position.
Or with
Mhm.
the right guard going low, and then we got to decide if that's a chop.
Correct. So
Or it could be
just
both.
want to make that point that we didn't talk about as well. Umpires have a really tough job
No,
working,
absolutely.
running plays because there's so much crap going on and there's so many transitions and quick transitions. They got to be aware and ready to work those.
Really good point. Really good point. Center's climbing. He's going to get grabbed. He even stutters a little bit. Was that a
Exactly.
restriction? Don't even
Yeah.
know. Yeah, maybe it was. So maybe we're locked in on that. But obviously, if he goes out there, he's going to get somebody. So visually, we have to get there with him. You know,
Yes.
after we finish that whole DH alert, plus I always think of those as chop alerts too, just because, you know, somebody's going to go low on the backside, which would be legal. And then if the center's not, or what doesn't matter, we got to know if the center's engaging that block or if he's just climbing around that block, right? To make a decision if that is a chop. Because this center puts a little right forearm shiver into him
Right.
as he potentially gets grabbed.
Hey,
Which
let me
is
ask
fine.
you this, Brandon.
Yeah.
I want to hypothesize that
Oh.
defensive holding is much more prevalent than chop blocks.
I would say it's harder. I would say it's harder to detect. But if the center's climbing and there's a low block on the player he chips or not, that's hard. That's really hard.
It is really hard.
So I don't know what I just think we got to see all of that action. And then once you clear that, get with that player to the second level on the linebacker.
That's right. Because by the time you make a decision, he's already blocking the linebacker and grabbing him and ripping him and ragdolling him as they do all the time when they get to the second level.
Is it double hook that we used to say? Two hands outside the shoulder pads, just twisting them around.
Every block at the second level.
Damn near every play of the New Orleans camp 2023.
Yeah.
It was just unreal. Anyways, not that I got stuck on that. Are you done with the video manipulation?
Yeah,
that was really good. That was good. I'm pretty impressed. You're kind of locked in tonight.
I like it.
With
I like it a lot.
where you stop the video. Line of scrimmage at the bottom. 68% on one and 32% on two.
Ooh.
I don't know. What's the progression here? I mean, at least nobody said the runner, which
go ahead, say it, bro.
I don't want to be nasty. I don't want to no. They're lying. No, I'm kidding. They're not. It was just a joke to put the runner in. I knew nobody would pick that. Anyways, what should we be on? Are we thinking should we stay back or should we move out ahead? I mean, on there's two active blocks.
So I think this is very similar to the conversation that we have between the center judge and the line of scrimmage official with 1 and 3, and now we have 1 and 2. If the line of scrimmage official, if we're looking at this in pregame and a deep wing says, no, I got that. Because look, I have nobody on my the two outside receivers. There's a humongous gap between them. I can work down and I can work that downfield block. Then that frees up
which is what he should say.
Exactly. But if he doesn't say that, if he's, you working with somebody like Daniel who just refuses to take responsibility for anything, then you may have to work down to the number 2 area.
Yeah, number 2 is a second level block, and it's the widest block, and there's nothing going on between the number 2 receivers.
Right.
Perfect. So that's what I like to learn. I love learning like this. Our line of scrimmage people, if we've got decisions, stay back on the line of scrimmage perimeter block versus the second level perimeter block.
Correct. Until that runner, because right now at the where it's paused, the number one block is much more impactful than the number two block.
Maybe. I mean, yeah. Well, let's just say it this way, or if you don't mind me saying it this way. The number one block is still very much a part of this point of attack.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And
the
you can't
number
get to number
two
two
is
until you pass number one.
Yeah. Yeah, good point. Don't leave trouble to find trouble. You probably heard that this weekend too. I hear that all the time.
But I'll also say it's going to be tempting.
Yeah.
It's going to be tempting to go to that number two block. I mean, it feels. I mean, as you're working, our tendency on these run plays is to work downfield. I would suggest, and so I think it's very natural for the line of scrimmage to want to work number two, and it's going to take some discipline to realize, because especially at the start of that number one, like just about a step before we pause it, he's even going upfield further, and it would be easy for the line of scrimmage official to see the runner coming in that gap, feel like that defender is going even more upfield, and then immediately try to get to that number two block and say, oh, well, that's more relevant. I mean, that's, if your line of scrimmage and you're working this play live and you have the discipline to stay with number one, that's really, really high capacity visual mechanics, I feel like.
Especially with the evolution of deep officials working inside with unthreatened initial responsibilities. Right. Which brings us to the deep wing at the bottom. And 88% said 2, right? 88% said 2. Now, I didn't have numbers on the other meaningless players out there, but that's where we've gone.
These players should have put numbers on them, because I think
I know.
You would have
I know I should have. I influenced the witness.
You would have hooked a couple fish on that.
You think?
You would have got a couple fish.
Here's the thing. 88% said 2, 8% said 1. And here's what I think. Here's what I think happened. The 8%, and don't let me speak for you, but I'm just going to hypothesize again. The 8% said, well, 1's an eligible receiver. So I'm going to look at anybody that's going to be an eligible receiver. But again, that's not what we're doing, because this is clearly a run read. So when we read run, we just divvy up zones, which means 2, which we have 2 here. Number 2, the block, the confrontation at number 2, is really in the deep wing zone, so long as there's nothing else going on, which there isn't. And you're right. I led the witness. You're right. Good point. Or the poll writer did. When it's good poll writing, it's me. When it's like tonight, it's so that's a good result. We want the deep wings in number 2. Back judge. Okay. 4. We get 57% at 4. 57% at 4. We get 21% said 2. And then we got a smattering. This is like a spray chart, or a shot chart in basketball, spray chart in baseball. Then we got 7% at 1, 7% at 3, 4% at 5, and 4% at 6.
5?
4% at 5. That's interesting.
So we can probably just focus on
I bet
4.
you Daniel, you voted for. See, I won the bet. I saw you voted for number 5. I saw it.
I don't know what your problem is tonight.
Interesting. So 4 versus 2 really is what we're talking about. What do you think, DY?
Well, I'd love to hear what Tuta thinks. He's the expert. What do you think, sir?
I don't know. So if you're really going to put me on the spot, then I would say, again, when we have these conversations in our crews, and I know that my umpire is going to work that second level block, then it really does free me up to work in front of, from inside out, in front of the runner. And naturally, that would bring me to number 2 instead of number 4.
Yeah, number 4 is clearly the correct answer.
Number who is?
Number 4.
Because of the timing of the play.
Well, because so the temptation, I'm just thinking about like how I would work, where I'm going to want to be versus where it's really easy as a back judge, especially because we start out with trips and this number 3 receiver is going the opposite direction of the field and the heavy formation at the snap. So I'm not thinking about him at all. So then I'm thinking about this wing back and this tackle, and I'm going to immediately feel the flow and going to want to be in front of the runner. So it's very tempting to be at number 2. But the center gets out to that second level flashes quicker, in my opinion. And really, it's what you said, Tuta. I really want to work that inside out perspective. And if I'm on number 2, that's the widest block on the field. And that's where I just want to have a sense that my deep wing is on board with this, working second level blocks with me. And that's where he's going to be. I can't say like what work in this play. Like my attention's not going to be drawn to number 2. I think it is. I think as I reflect and as self-evaluate, I'm going to want to be a number 4. And then just real quick for the 5 and 6s, we're just not going to work blocks at the line of scrimmage as a back judge, as maybe 7-man with the umpire in the backfield, but 8-man mechanics. We're just not going to be on the line of scrimmage when we've got stuff that's flashing to the second level.
And then
especially on the backside too, huh, DY?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah. Umpire in the. Did you already talk about this? Maybe I tuned out. Umpire in the backfield, crew of 7.
Oh, then we got to be on number 4.
Yeah,
we're on an island with number 4.
You will be the only person on this beautiful earth that sees what happens at number 4.
And to Tuta's point earlier, if that DT snatches 72 as she's trying to get to the second level,
I see that too.
Back judge crew of 7.
Love it.
I don't like this play from the referee perspective.
I know, huh?
That damn dude coming in motion really scares me, and it screws up my entire visual mechanic. Yes,
I did want to keep that. I know it kind of is laborsome or whatever you would call it, to keep watching that guy go in motion. Like just cut that out. But I did think that is an interesting part of the visual part of this play. So I'm glad you said
very
that.
Important. It's very, very, very important because I missed a low block exactly in this area of the field on a play because I didn't do my pre-snap routine and recognize that this dude was not in the box when he started off. And he actually was in motion. So I was just doubly wrong. Yeah. So I was doubly wrong on my play, just like this one. This dude is in motion at the snap. He can't block low. And that dude is about to block low. He's going to do it in one of these games. And we have to know as a referee, it's happening right in front of our face. And if we don't have our pre-snap routine nailed down, we're going to miss it. Just like I did. I'll tell you exact game if you want to go back and look. Texas Tech, BYU. I don't know the play number. Second half.
Okay.
Right there. God, this play, I hate this play. I'm sorry.
Well, what about on that Tuta with him effectively being a back at the snap? Are you going to ask for help from your line of scrimmage official at the top?
Ask for help in what way?
On the low block.
Working that block. That low block that didn't happen that probably will.
Well, interestingly enough, on our play, in fact, I'll show a play next week and we could just talk about it. We'll talk about it. I don't know why. There's nothing else to really talk about, but I can pull the play anyway. But the line of scrimmage official, the guy looked like he slipped. So the line of scrimmage official said, I thought he slipped. And I said, no, he didn't slip because we talked about it afterwards. I said, no, he didn't slip, but I didn't know where he came from. So both of us didn't throw for various reasons, and it was a clear and obvious foul.
Wow. Yeah. Don't you feel silly when you watch the video on that play?
I had a chop block like that. No, because I knew it happened. I knew I missed it. I already knew it. I didn't even have to look at the film.
I had a chop block like that this year. It's a very similar dynamic with people coming from outside and they just don't really have them mapped. And you look at the play and you're like, how the hell do you miss that? I mean, that's just easy, and it's not.
Yeah.
Okay, so just full disclosure. I mean, geez, these guys just look at the real play and then talk. Have you guys seen this play yet?
Nope. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, we don't do that. Nope. I mean, we just do this. This is how we used to do this as a crew, right? We would do this as a crew, and I just love going back to doing this. This is fundamental. This is dribbling. This is fielding ground balls in officiating, right? I mean, this is what it is. So if we just have really good, candid conversations on this. So let's just see what happens on this play, and probably be like, who cares? But there's some suspect action here. I mean, there's some suspect action here. And, who was our number 1 and who was our number 3 our number 3 doesn't do anything illegal, but it sure
Number 1
could have
sure
easily
cheated.
turned into a hold. Our number 1, I think, holds.
Oh,
I think our number 1 holds, and I think it's a hard one to get based on what happens. Now, because we said we were still on number, look at what happens at our number 3. That's number 67. All right. I guarantee you half the time, maybe a third of the time, 67 is going to get that left arm around the waist and hook that guy on the inside, which is really the outside, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got to have eyes there. Now, we missed this hold, right? We missed the hold by the wingback. And you say, well, that's a downgrade to the center judge. Well, I don't know if it is. I mean, I don't really care about that, but I mean, that's why we did the visual mechanics exercise. You know, gosh, can the center judge officiate 67's block, which is fine here, but I'm telling you, a third of the time it's going to be holding. But then also see what 81 does on the outside. This is a hard play.
Oh, very hard.
This is a hard play. So this is why I see a play like this, and I want to get into this play. You know what I mean? And I think it's just imperative that our line of scrimmage people work exactly how you guys said without ever seeing the play. You didn't see the whole play. You didn't know the 81 held. You maybe assumed that was what's going to happen. I don't know what you got. You guys aren't that smart, quite frankly. But I mean, if we just go fundamental mechanics, we wanted the line of scrimmage official working 81 at the line. We didn't want the line of scrimmage official getting too far downfield. 81 was an active threat at the line, and we know we've got support on the second level perimeter. And I think that's probably the best way. Now, I don't know if the line of scrimmage can even see this hold, quite frankly.
I think you can. Absolutely. Yes. Just using body mechanics from the sideline. Just look at the body mechanics of the defender. He's trying to release to go back upfield, and he can't. And there's a reason why he can't, because he's getting held.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree with you. We don't have a chance to get it if we don't see it.
Correct. I think the line of scrimmage is starting to turn his hips and start walking downfield with his.
Oh, we got to get the spot. I mean,
yeah, I know, but he's not faced up to the line of scrimmage, which kind of bothers me a little bit. He's already turned, and I would like to stay a little bit more parallel, a little longer. For me, I don't know. Yeah. With my vast experience at the line of scrimmage,
I know you're very accomplished. I just think it's a tough play. You know,
it is. No doubt.
These outside holds, not outside like where the numbers are, but outside in terms of not in the core of the line, they are tough. They're really tough for the referees, center judges, and or umpires in the backfield. I know that. You know, similar to how second level holds can be tough for our umpires, traditional, and then certainly our back judges have a lot on their plate. So it's a good play, man. I mean, it's a good play. Just running game play. I think we're going to see this play a lot in all of our games, aren't we? We're going to see a blocking scheme like this a lot. We got motion out of trips. We got a wing back who's key to, you know, I don't know if this is called, I don't think this is called setting the edge, but he's probably trying to do something out on the edge. So good idea to have eyes on that. And I loved what you said without seeing this. I don't know if it's really in the best interest of the center judge to pop out that wide.
No.
Right?
So, you know, you think coaches know that we struggle with this play? Like I think it'll be interesting to have a set of coaches just like listen to this and see, man, this scheme, we're trying to impact the defense, but man, we are really impacting the officials at the same time.
Huge impact to the officials. This is a huge stress on how we currently view running plays.
Right.
Huge stress. And our ingrained habits from mechanics long ago. Right? Because some of those habits stick with us.
Yeah.
This play is hard for us. Let's just call it. Let's say we call it, and let's just enforce it real quick.
Uh-oh. You know? I think we're about to talk about a basic spot. While you get your drawing set up, Brandon, Sean is asking about pre-snap communication relative to the wide receiver being covered. I know on our crew, whatever line of scrimmage official was on that side would say something like 82 is covered or something like that. But I would think that just from a crew perspective, you want to have that conversation, and however you decide to do it, do it. Just let the crew have make that decision.
Good. Okay. That was the previous spot, right? That's where we snapped from. We end the run. Here we go. We know the headline judge has the spot, for crying out loud. They always get the spot. Okay, we're there. If we call it, the flag is right about here at the big line. Blue is end of run. Black is previous spot where we snap the football. Yellow is spot of the foul. Do we need any other reference points? I don't think so.
We need the basic spot.
Let's get the basic spot. It's got to be one of these, doesn't it? Is it the
I
spot of
hope.
the foul? It's never the spot of the foul. Basic spot's never the spot of the foul. So what is it? Is it either the previous spot or the end of the run? It's a running play. If we call it, the foul occurs during the run. So it's the basic spot's at this blue arrow, right? The end of the run.
Yes. I don't think this run ended behind the neutral zone.
The run did not end behind the neutral zone. It's a gain of about 7 or 8 yards.
So that's pretty easy.
Yep, that's pretty easy. Now, the spot of the foul, if we call it, if the flag lands here, the spot of the foul is what? Behind the basic spot.
Yep.
It's this way, behind the basic spot, because the offense is going the opposite way, but it's in front of the previous spot.
Did you practice with these graphics, Brandon?
I'm telling you what, next level.
Because you had no idea how to work these graphics like 2 days ago.
I may have arrived 2 hours early to practice this tonight. So here we go. We do have a.
So that means we're going to spend the next
foul.
hour and a half with him playing with graphics. Get ready.
We have a spot of the foul behind the basic spot, but not behind the neutral zone, which means the spot of the foul becomes our enforcement spot.
There we go.
So if we 3-and-1 it, the 1 is the spot of the foul is behind the basic spot, and that foul is by the team in possession. We go from the spot of the foul 10 yards this way.
Which
and
is at position 1. Yes.
Yeah, that was intentional.
Oh, yeah.
There's your aeronautics from Scottsdale. They might have to sponsor. Anyways, yeah, so we will end up position 1. We're going from the 50 to the 40, and it's going to be like first and something weird. You know what I mean? It's going to be like first and 18 or something like that, which is always kind of fun. All right. No, I'm not. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. Now, how the heck do I get out of here? Okay. I think we're good. Okay. There we go. That's a long time on one play. I mean, we didn't call anything. I don't even know if anybody's going to say anything about this play. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's just a great play for our fundamentals, right?
Yeah.
Just a great play. All right. More pre-snap motion. Okay, so watch this. Watch this. A little bit related to the last play. Okay. Working. Watch the angles. Do you have a flag down? Just watch the angles.
Oh, my God.
So we just talked visual mechanics. So, I mean, our referees, or at least our folks in here working the referee position, said we need to keep our eyes on this stuff.
This is crazy.
Do you want me to be honest, or do you want me to lie?
Go ahead, be honest.
Okay.
This will be a first. Do you know how to do that? Are you comfortable doing that?
When I watched it, I swear to you, I watched this play before I watched the last play that we already covered. Okay. So I watched this play first, and then I watched the play we just covered. I watched that second, just as I'm watching, how I watch video, whatever. I watched this play and I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I love this call. I mean, I mean, is it unnecessary? Is it cheap? Or is he out of the play? Yeah. I mean, is he carrying out a fake? I don't know.
What did we call?
It's just UNR.
Okay, I'm still focused on those 2 low blocks on the backside of the play, which is getting on my nerves.
Okay. I'm talking about the hit on the quarterback.
Oh.
You haven't seen that yet.
Well, I kind of noticed that something was happening to the quarterback, but I didn't pay attention because I was still I was in night sweats with the blocks.
We can talk about these low blocks. So there's a hit on the quarterback, and I'm just gonna be like, I mean, I don't know what's happened in the game so far. And then I watched the play that we just covered, and you watch the guy. If you watch the whole clip, the defender threatens him. He goes after him in this exact same way, and just lets up, just spins off of it.
Correct.
They can let up. This guy punishes this guy. This is a foul. This is a foul. And it's interesting when I watched this play first, and I'm just like, man, do I love this call? I'm just trying to talk myself. Should I talk myself out of this call? Should I talk myself into this call? I'm trying to be the referee. Like, how do I think about this? Because I don't really want to just throw these flags. Like, gosh, can I get out of this without a flag? And I watched the play we just covered, and that sells that this is a foul. Like, this is UNR. Like, I just think that sells it. Now, I don't know if that's a great way to study, but that's kind of interesting how I like to do that. So any thoughts on that? If you want to talk about these low blocks, go for it.
Yeah, we had a conversation one time, Brandon, about if something happens to the quarterback, we would see it even from our peripheral vision. Are you comfortable looking at, because there's a potential chop block, potential clipping with the right guard, and there's a potential illegal block below the waist by the right tackle.
Right.
All at the same time that this dude is coming to unnecessarily hit our quarterback.
Exactly.
Are we comfortable? Do you feel comfortable evaluating both of those two blocks and seeing the quarterback out of your peripheral vision?
Now I want to lie. Because you're going to be pretty locked in, right, on these low blocks.
I know, because I'm a freeze. First of all, I'm going to be honest. I'm a freeze. Because did this dude hit? I'm really worried about the right guard's block first. I think I'll be able to clear it after about an hour after saying, you know what, he probably didn't touch that dude.
Right.
Then I'm going to start thinking about the right tackle.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know.
Let's just get rules based real quick. The right tackle's block. How is that? What is that?
So the block has to be within the tackle box, and the tackle box is gone after a yard downfield. So
we're not. I mean,
I don't think we want to call that, but it's just interesting because he took a step forward to do the low block. So it automatically it made my brain think, well, shoot, he left the tackle box.
Yeah, you would almost think any second level block that's low is a foul. Based on what you just said.
Yes. And he's blocking the linebacker. And I'm like, goodness gracious, did he go outside the tackle box? And then, then all of a sudden I'm wiping 12 up off the ground, the quarterback. And I'm like, I don't know what happened to you. Sorry, dude.
So if you're working second level DUI, low blocks by linemen on linebackers, probably 90+% fouls. Right?
I mean, if they're truly at the second level, they're all going to be fouls.
Right. But do we have enough sense to say the linebacker stepped up? He's within a yard, maybe.
From the back judge perspective, probably not.
I'm just saying just officiating in general. But I guess from the back judge perspective is probably a good start. I don't know.
So one of the things I do, and I don't know, maybe this is a bad idea, but in terms of like just having an awareness of second level blocks is just map linebackers. And so when I see them walk down to the line of scrimmage pre-snap, I kind of quit thinking about them. Now, if they do it right at the snap, it usually doesn't get my attention because I'm looking for the reverse. I'm trying to catch a lineman flashing to the second level. I don't know that that's I don't know. I haven't really evaluated that I like that, but that's kind of the way, because you got to have something as a deep official to help trigger you to get to second level blocks, Yeah, for sure. Good point. So I don't know. That's probably not even relevant to anything that happened here. Like, because this linebacker, it's kind of like he's coming down towards, and then the ball snap, and then he steps and he ends up really close. But I don't know. It's close.
Yeah. I do think that we don't want to split hairs. The right tackle's feet are probably still in the tackle box when he initiated the block. So really it's not a foul. But, I mean, that's not going to make it any easier when you're standing back there at the referee position saying, man, this dude took a step forward. So did he get out the box? Did he not? That's a linebacker he blocked. It's a lot of things to think about. So,
yeah. Okay. So then the right guard, as you're trying to figure out all this, sweating, freezing, some other probably bodily functions might be happening. I'm not sure. As your quarterback's getting murdered potentially. So the right guard goes low right away. I think the center, just what we talked about, was supposed to climb and just gives up. And now we
I don't think he could. Yeah, he couldn't climb because the defensive lineman slanted that way really hard.
Yeah. That's probably why the linebackers are able to fill so well. I mean, oh man, we have so much more to learn about schemes than they have to learn about officiating. I always will continue to say that. But what are we doing with that? I mean, how much contact do you need to see? Is it a little? Is it a lot? Is that enough? I don't know. Is that a chop?
I would not want to flag this as a chop simply because I just don't really see a lot of impact on the defender. I do think there was some contact, but I'm not sure how much of the contact was forcible.
I think he gets him. I agree with you, though. I mean, it just is not really I mean, you can't call it not a block because he goes out to intentionally obstruct him, but I don't want this I mean, come on, right? I don't know. Doesn't take much more than this to rise to the level of a chop, right?
I don't think it takes a lot more than this because there is an impact. You can see that the defender kind of his body angle changed maybe 2.3 degrees. So he did get hit and like knocked off of his angle a little bit.
He definitely just wins this play though. I mean, he blows this play up all the way. The center can't go block anybody.
All right.
He really doesn't even get blocked. He just wins this play.
Right. Just like me when Daniel's trying to block me. Just murdered the play.
Oh my God. Okay, I agree with that. So I see some chat around support from the line of scrimmage on the right tackle. Love that. Let's talk about that if we can, or at least I don't know if we have to talk about it, but that's a really good concept.
Yes.
And then umpires are saying really need referee to work that right guard more so, just to be sure about that block. So I love that too, because again, you're working what's going on with the center. I mean, right? And then you might have another second level block. So umpires would love the support. We're talking crew of 8, of course, would love the support from the referee on the right guard's low block, which also goes to show umpire guard, center guard is just a fallacy. That's pre-snap. But once the play happens, we dynamically morph into our areas of responsibility. So that's really good. Oh, and then by the way, as the referee, you got to work the contact to the quarterback. Now, would you expect support from the center judge?
Oh,
because we always say we're a pair back there, right? We have the same brain. We're like-minded.
But I would be honest. I would expect that the center judge would simply be working a running play. If this was a passing play, yes. But if we're working a running play, then I would expect the center judge to be working his or hers blocking responsibilities on the front side of this play. And this contact came from the backside, from the referee side. So I wouldn't think that the center judge would have any concept that even occurred.
Absolutely agree. We're not officiating from the center judge position if we see this contact, and I mean, yeah, if we throw the flag, I guess it's a correct call, whatever, and that's great for our points, but
it's amazing for our points.
What have we haven't even worked the play.
Who cares? I got 7.
Yeah, I know. It's that is a thing. Okay. Anything else? Just now, by the way, do you agree this is a foul by number 92? And then I have one other question.
I think I do. This is the first quarter. I don't know how much we talked to 92 before. It's really close to not being a foul, but I guess so. I don't know.
So is there an argument that, there is the potential for 12 to play action this and kind of tuck it in bootleg?
Absolutely.
And then do we expect if 92 is looking through the back to be able to I guess you do, right? Like you made that specific comment that your expectation is that there is the ability to hold up on this.
But I also think it's plausible.
Certainly tighter to the handoff than the previous play we watched.
Correct. And that's why, DY, I'm so much on the fence on if this is a foul or not. I can't say it's not a foul, but I'm not sure if I would throw on this just because how close to after the handoff it was, and 12 could easily have the ball.
Okay, so this is good discussion. Is our standard the same for in terms of time? If you want to go late, is our standard the same as roughing the passer for what this player is responsible for to avoid? Explain that.
No, because he could potentially still be a runner, and from a passing, if a player is in a passing posture and that ball is thrown, there is almost no chance that an incoming defender would not know that the ball is gone. On this one, the quarterback could easily have the ball on his hip, hidden from the view of the defender, and it's plausible that he could be carrying out a fake and holding on to the ball.
See, now you're making me second guess myself again.
But if we're just in a passing posture with a simple drop back pass, from a late perspective, I don't think the standard is the same at all.
If this was a pass released, what I'm trying to say is put the timing the same, but this is a pass released rather than a handoff. This is roughing the passer all day long because it's late from that standard. But I hear what you're saying. The standard's not the same. I totally agree with you, man. See, now you're making me second guess myself because when I watched the last play and watched that defender let up, go do something else without hitting the quarterback with as much force, this makes me think this is clearly a foul. But now I'm.
Well, I think Daniel made a good point, though. The timing between when the defense contacted the quarterback in the last play and the timing between when the defense contacted the player on this play relative to the handoff is totally different.
Well, now I got to check that. I mean, we're just trying to get better here.
Yeah, see, it's an hour later when he went to contact that dude.
An hour later.
Oh, it is. Look, it's so much steps. Timing is so.
He takes like 2 more steps.
Yeah.
Wow. Man.
Yeah, if we had the exact same contact as we see on this Northern Illinois play on the last play, I'm throwing flags. I'm throwing 7 flags on it because it's just so different. Yeah, you better not throw a flag on contact on the quarterback, Daniel.
I'll just tell you after the play. Hey, did you see that hit on your quarterback?
I would embarrass you on the. I do have the microphone. I would embarrass you. The back judge inappropriately threw a flag for contact on the quarterback.
This is one of those things that just, that's your decision that you have to make on the field. I'm officiating this contact. Do I feel like 92 had the opportunity to not do that? If your answer is yes, then it's a foul.
Yes. Tom is asking about the contact, how 92 really didn't attempt to wrap and take him down or anything like that. And does that impact our judgment? It doesn't impact the judgment for me. I think the main point of contention for me on this play is just the timing between the handoff and the contact by the defender. If we make this a passing play with a quarterback in a passing posture, that absolutely will come into my judgment, because nobody's going to sack a quarterback by like body blocking them or hitting them with a shoulder. They're going to wrap them up and take them to the ground. So I don't know if that answers the question or not, Tom.
Great discussion. All right. Okay, here you go. You're just going to have to bear with me, all right? Because I love this play. Yeah, that's a good point. Mm-hmm. Oh. Okay. Ruling on the field is a catch. Oh, there was one more thing I want to talk about in the last play. We'll go back to it. Ruling on the field is a catch. And talk about the mechanics if you want. I don't care. That's fine. We do discuss it. It is 4th down, so it's kind of a big ruling. And then, do you think this is going to go to review?
Should.
Yeah, I think it's going to go to review. It's right at the line to gain. Obviously, that's threatened. So the ruling on the field is the ruling on the field. I mean, it's a catch, and they're going to put the ball down short of the line to gain. All right, so here's what I want to talk about. You need 1 foot down. I understand the rule. Body part down, control the ball, and time. Right now, DY, is this receiver going to the ground? Of course, it's going to go back and forth here. I think he's going to the ground.
I think he is, yeah.
The AO is about to go to the ground.
AO is about to go to the ground. This would be a good one to send his way.
Just a really bad step in the wrong direction.
But on behalf of who? That chain crew personnel.
He's got him safe. The guy on the stick's got him safe by a mile.
Yeah. We may want to get those that pole out of the way before we hurt somebody.
Just drop.
Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, he's got to be going to the ground, right?
It's going to the ground.
Additional, I don't think.
Right.
I think you're right.
Okay, great. So let's just talk catch process. We need control of the ball with a body part on the ground inbounds, and then time to perform an outcome of the game, football move, or either we perform the act, time to perform the act, or survive the ground. Basically, is the way I think about it. I think Daniel says it much more better than that. Usually, that's why we'll let him talk about it and not me. Okay, so we're going to go to replay because the ruling on the field is catch short of the line to gain. Now, we got to prove, if the ruling on the field is catch short of the line to gain in replay, we got to prove, we got to look for indisputable video evidence, don't we? That indeed that foot is on the ground. I believe it's the left foot is on the ground. There is control of the ball while that foot's on the ground because we see the right foot's down out of bounds. So did he control the ball with the left foot on the ground before the right foot came down out of bounds? We got to somehow prove that. And if we can't, the ruling on the field is going to stand. Now, we do see that he does survive the ground. There's no question about that. So oddly, this is when I was asking you guys to bear with me because I'm trying to collect my thoughts. Oddly, the element of time component is confirmed here because we don't care about where that happens. That can happen on Mars, right? We don't really care about where that happens. Sure. We just need control of the ball with that left foot on the ground. So keep going with me here, and then I'll ask for your reaction. I don't know if we have it. I don't know if we have anything indisputable that proves this is a catch or otherwise. But here's what I think we have. If we can't change, we got to stay with catch. We got to stay with catch. Gosh, I think when he controls the ball, when that foot's out of bounds, the ball's beyond the line to gain. So now, can you stand with the ruling of catch, but change the spot to beyond the line to gain? Have I lost my mind?
No, why would you not be able to? There's multiple elements that are being reviewed. If it is a catch, then the ruling on the field of a catch stands. Well, guess what? We got something else to review. The catch in relation to the line to gain. Possession of the ball relative to the line to gain. It
just feels weird. That end zone view from behind, it's zoomed out quite a ways, but I think it pretty much shows he sticks the ball. Now, unfortunately, I don't think you can prove that, when he sticks the ball, is the left foot down? Is the left foot up? Does the right foot come down the right foot surely comes down out of bounds, but I don't know if you can prove any of that. But Tuta, you're telling me I can stand with catch but change the spot? I mean,
why not?
It's just crazy to me.
What I would love to see, though, is on the field, if we have the awareness from the opposite side, recognize this is cross-field mechanics, come out really strong with that spot, and then just kind of hold it and see what happens with the discussion. And when that discussion finishes, if they say we have a catch, then we need to either toot our whistle or do something and let everyone know, no, I got the spot up here. And then let them come out and say, he had a bobble or he regathered or whatever crap they may say to say, no, we like our spot where it is. But I think from the opposite side, we got to be tuned in enough to say, I got this spot and use cross-field mechanics.
Huh. That's a big ask. I mean, this is happening fast. Now, here's the thing. 4th and 3. We want line of scrimmage officials sliding. Is that correct or no?
On a running play.
Oh.
Yeah, on a running play, get to the line.
Oh.
This is a pass play, so it's different.
Well, he was, by the way. The line judge was moving that way.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's – now, if he's standing there, he's dead. So that probably wouldn't have worked out great.
Yeah.
Your cross-field mechanics thing, I just don't know. I mean, you're just saying that come over with some advice? Like, hey.
No, get the soft spot just like any normal cross-field mechanics play. Line of scrimmage officials do this all the time.
Wow.
If
it's usually when they're knocked backwards by the defense.
Yeah, but he should be able to see from where he is that this dude went backwards out of bounds.
Well, I don't know. I'm still collecting my thoughts.
I see that. We'll wait while you collect them.
Oops.
Okay, that felt like that was like right in my ear.
Oh my God!
Wow, I think we need to phone a friend. I'm having trouble with this play.
So
I don't think the line of scrimmage officials working cross-field mechanics on this play.
Well, I'm saying I would hope if I'm the line of scrimmage opposite, I want to challenge myself to do that because it's entirely possible that you can do that.
Why? This isn't a knocked back. This isn't a knocked back scenario. This is a receiver just completing the process of the catch across the sideline. I mean, is the headline judge in this case going to know what arm the ball's in, if the ball's moving? I mean, I like what you're saying to challenge yourself. Obviously, that's kind of why we're here, but I don't know. That's interesting.
So from the other side of the field, I don't think we will be able to tell that 4 didn't push 12 out of bounds. That's what I'm saying. From the other side of the field, they're so close together, we may think that 4 pushed him out. So we're just coming with some help and say, hey, man, I got the spot right here. And if they don't like the spot, fine. I mean, I'm not saying go out and have World War III and go smack it and say you will take my spot, but have some, go out there and help people.
Yeah. Yeah, because if we say 4 pushed 12, that's an inaccurate judgment. That's what I'm saying. I mean,
No, I'm not saying he did, but I'm saying from the other side.
No, I know.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So if you don't know that he pushed him, you can't come across and say, "Yo, I got the spot where I think he may have been pushed back." I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, you just standing there would help. Like crossfield is not.
But that's an inaccurate spot. Is my point. I mean, that'd be an inaccurate spot since there's no push.
Well,
are you saying it just up in the same spot? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, well, I'm still struggling with this fact. I can't confirm catch, but I can. Now, I don't know if you even agree with me. When that right foot's out of bounds, if it's a catch, since I'm staying with catch from the booth, that right foot's out of bounds, I'm staying with a catch. If I freeze it, when that foot's out of bounds, the ball's beyond the line to gain. I got to change this to a
I agree.
down.
Yep, absolutely.
Crazy.
Yeah, and I think that's right. I do.
It might not even be a catch, but you got to change it to a first down.
Right.
Okay.
You finished collecting, or are you still collecting?
I'm still collecting. I mean, I don't love that. But I kind of love it also. Because now you're telling me you don't know if I was right on my catch ruling, which I love. If I'm on the field, I love my catch ruling, obviously. But now you're moving my spot. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, if you're you've got to have a spot where the play ends, and it's where that foot is. You got to have a ruling on the field. We said it was catch. So if you're standing, you're saying the ruling on the field is catch.
So you can move the ball.
So you got to be able to
because the line.
Well, we got to remember the ruling on the field is a catch short of the line.
Short of the line to gain.
That's it.
That's two separate reviewable elements. So
Correct.
the catch,
okay,
go through it. Okay,
yeah. I know you said that first.
Yeah,
I know
but
you
let's
said
stay
that
in
first.
catch. But now let's review the spot. And clearly the spot is incorrect if it's a catch.
It's just so technical, but it works. I mean, it does work with this video. It works. Okay, let's go around the campfire. And I'm going back, by the way, to play 2, I guess it is. I know we've been here all night on 3 plays. It's kind of how it usually works.
I know.
Okay, so we saw what happened with this play already. I've waffled all night. I mean, golly, I didn't know if this was a foul. Then I thought it was a foul. Now I'm really not sure. It's okay. So we saw what happened. There's a replay. This is what I want to get your sensibilities of. Okay, so just pause it. And certainly, I don't know who the referee is. This is not the point of Mr. Whoever. What do you think of this optic? And is this what we want to do? And I know we talk to players. Like, I'm not saying should we talk to players or not. That's not the question. I just called a foul on this number 92. Right. Number 92 does not think it was a foul.
Right.
I am going to go talk to 92 about this and put my hand on. I just obviously what I'm thinking about this. 92 gives some body language like probably not some nice words. I love talking to players. Talk to players every game, like every other play practically. It feels like there's somebody saying something, and sometimes it's me and usually it's them. But just wanted to have a quick chat about how we feel about this. What do you guys think?
So I think it could be 2 things. You made mention of it at first. We just threw a flag and we called a foul on this dude. If he comes up to us and wants to engage, I think that's fine. I would be cautious about going seek out a player who I just threw a flag on to explain to him why I threw a flag on them. They're not exactly going to receive my message in a very positive way. And the only thing could happen is this could go south. There's no way that this is going to go well. He's not going to say, "Thank you, Mr. Referee. You're absolutely correct. That was a foul by me. And thanks for your explanation."
Right. Yeah.
I just would be cautious about that.
I have grown so much as a player after this conversation.
Right.
And as a human.
I really did want to make light of it, but you went there. What do you think, DY? I mean, you like to tell players what's up from time to time.
I do, but not after not after I throw a flag on him. I've already told him what's up when I threw the flag on him. Exactly. So I don't think there needs to be. I don't know. I've never done that. I've never gone and explained to a player why it was a foul. I'm like with Tuza.
Unsolicited.
Yeah, if you want to ask me appropriately and respectfully, then you may get an appropriate and respectful response. But I've never gone and said, "Hey, by the way, just wanted you to know that was DPI because your right hand grabbed his left wrist as he was trying to go up and catch the ball." Don't do that anymore.
Yeah. So I think this.
Like,
I don't know
if this is close, Brandon, and you don't throw, and now you want to go to 92, like, "Hey, man, just want you to know you're yourself at risk there." That I had to make a decision there, and it was close.
I mean, that's all game.
Mm-hmm.
That happens all the time, I hope. I mean, I know with us it does for sure, like inside, because, gosh, every play is like, gosh, I probably should have called holding there. And when I don't, I'm like, dude, you're really wearing me out with that grabbing on that shoulder as the runner runs by. Please stop doing that. And you don't want to coach, but you try to talk in their language. I don't know how this works when we throw the flag And I know that, like, put yourself back. We're just starting. We see a foul. We throw a flag. I do think the kids are really young playing. And I think there is an urge to be like, hey, you can't grab the guy by the face mask and throw him to the ground or whatever.
And then kick him.
Or spit on him. So I just wonder if sometimes that sticks with us, but man, I don't know if this is the arena to keep doing that, and I just want us all to be careful. And it's not about, we don't advocate preventive officiating, right? But this is dangerous. I'll tell you a story quickly. You were there, and I don't know what we were doing. We were at a PAT situation. I don't know. TV went to timeout. I think there was an injury after the play. TV goes to timeout. And for some reason, I found myself in the kicking team's huddle. And the coach went irate on me. Like, why are you in my huddle? I'm like, whoa, I didn't. So just optic, I don't know. And I don't know. I was not talking. I wasn't like scolding anybody, hopefully. But I mean, it was just like,
lost. I didn't even know, Coach. I'm just wandering
yeah,
around
I
here.
just didn't know. I mean, the TV timeout was way too long. The back judge was over there not doing his job probably. But I mean, Coach, I was just talking to your players, maybe about lateral ball position. I don't know. Whatever I was talking about. Coach was irate. Why are you in our huddle? So just sometimes this kind of stuff can not help us achieve some goals that we want to achieve. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because it's only preventative if you didn't throw a flag. Correct. Right? Like it's only preventative.
Yeah.
Once you throw your flag, you've communicated your opinion about the actions to everybody. And now his coach can give him corrective guidance if he wants to do that.
Yep. Good point.
Okay. Well, I did want to talk about that because I think we can help ourselves, or the opposite of help ourselves, sometimes with what we do. But I really hope that that's not a negative. We're not casting negative anything on this crew for sure. For all we know, this is just out of context with what happened, right? And I mean, maybe this was a continuation of I don't know, and I'm not trying to make excuses, but I'm definitely don't think that this is a great optic either. So I'm kind of coming at it from both sides, and just continuing my waffling that I've done all night.
Well, I mean, look, it's certainly reasonable. There's something being said there that we're not privy to and has nothing to do with it. We're just, like you said, we're just talking about the optics because I think that's a good thing for us to discuss and learn from and just have an awareness of.
And like, do we do that as a crew? I mean, what is because think about it. If you have one crew member that throws a flag and then goes and chastises the player he or she throws the flag on, and that's a habit. I don't know if that's really going to help us perform at a high level from a holistic standpoint. So then how do we handle that? I mean, how do we think about handling that? And I don't know if we've really talked about that before on our crew, right? Or maybe we have, or maybe we've experienced it and we just swept it under the rug because it's uncomfortable. And I don't really want to offend this person because obviously if we're going to go chastise a player, then they're probably not going to handle, some corrective.
Not going to handle you chastising them.
Right. Constructive feedback about that. Well, that could be a, issue. So, I mean, start with visual mechanics as blocking and tackling. And then we talk about these dynamics that happen throughout the course of the game. And all of a sudden now the coordinator's getting a call and I'm answering the phone on Monday. There's a conversation on the field I had no idea about that the coach upset the coach. I mean, I'm just telling you, it's crazy how this stuff can happen, right? Mm-hmm. And I mean, you just want to watch it on what we're doing and make sure I've said enough. So it's what I got. BSG 183.
In the Bucks. That was a good one.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
This is hopefully, just from a takeaway perspective, I think what we were trying to communicate, that first play is like, if we're watching what we're supposed to be watching at any point in the lifespan of a play, our opportunity, 8 of us, but also as individuals, but as a crew, 8 of us, our opportunity to officiate that play correctly, just it's exponentially better than one of us looking at the wrong thing. And it's not wrong in the sense of, oh, what are you doing? You should have been looking here, but you're looking there. It's wrong in the sense of it could make a lot of sense why we were looking in this space. That's why these exercises are so critical, especially within crews, because you can have those conversations and look, that exact play probably will never evolve the exact same way. We know that, but like we can build principles. We can build principles like as the back judge knowing that number 2 block 55 at the second level was the widest block. That's helpful for me to think about as I'm thinking about officiating stretch run plays and I'm thinking about officiating blocks at the second level. I mean, it's really the essence of what we do. Like you said, that's the most fundamental thing we do is look at the right thing.
And then figure out where to look next.
Yep.
Yeah. Because it's the whole play, right? It's snap to through dead ball officiating. We're making decisions about what we're looking at the entire time. It's the most important thing we do as officials.
There it is. All right. Thank you.
All right, guys.
Have a great evening.
184 will be on Monday night.
Monday.
Yes.
184.